brought to you by Shuttlenkirk, Shields, G&L Clothing, the Better Business Bureau, and the Atlantic Bottling Company. Now let's go live to the CISN sports team for the action on the field.
Good afternoon and welcome to Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines. Doug Gaines and Andrew Banster as we get ready for the high school all-star game. The boys completed their state championships 2 weeks ago, and then last weekend you saw here on CISN.TV the girls' state semifinals and then the championships. And today, Andrew, one last chance for these senior soccer players to play a high school match here. And it's always an honor to get to play in an all-star game like this.
It sure is, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch today. A lot of talent we've got here today. Looking through the numbers, these guys really lead the state in all categories. Obviously, it's really a lot of fun to watch, and you're right. Unless they're going on to the next level, this may be their last time playing competitive soccer.
So we have the East and West squads here, and we're getting ready to kick it off here. Let's do this. Let's take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll get this all-star high school boys soccer game kicked off right after this.
Be part of the movement to grow the beautiful game. Be a fan. Be part of Iowa's premier men's soccer team. Be part of the menace. And after each home game this season, your first drink is on us at the official Des Moines Menace post-game party at Legends American Grill. Redeem your ticket stub for a free Corona, Corona Light, or soft drink. Join us for these upcoming Menace games or find out more at menacesoccer.com.
Schottenkirk's back at it. 72 hours, 800 vehicles, special 72-hour pricing in effect. Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee and the all-new Schottenkirk Ford of Indianola. 72-hour sale. Friday, Saturday, Monday. All Chevrolets and Fords on sale. Wholesalers available to get you more for your trade. Schottenkirk 72-hour sale. 800 vehicles. Special 72-hour pricing in effect. Ends Monday at 8 p.m. Schottenkirk Ford in Indianola. Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee.
And we are underway with the high school all-star game. Your East team in the blue, the red all-stars are from the West. And in the purple jersey there is Alex McGregor of Johnston, the starting goalkeeper. And we'll run down the other starters here. They kind of switched this up. They had time on the clock, and then they ran it down and got started when we took the break. So we're underway here, and we'll try to run it down here as who's on the field as we get going. As the red are from the West, and the East is in the blue, as the goalkeeper there from Johnston, Alex McGregor, handles that one. And here comes the West squad. That's Julius Cooper of West Des Moines Valley playing here on his home field, right there, number 9. Drops it back to Cade Longnecker of Waukee.
So a couple guys from just around this area here playing, so not too far of a drive.
Yep. Iowa City Regina was the 1A champ. Norwalk 2A, and Iowa City West defeated Valley in the title game of 3A as Valley tried to defend their title, but Iowa City West knocked them off. And there's a nice header by the defense there. Here comes East on the attack. Seth Moeller, the Prince of Peace and Clinton, was in the middle there.
And Moeller with 33 goals on the year, one of the leaders in all the state, and 1 through 3A.
And comes into the keeper, Alex McGregor. Andrew, a case here, another one where they got to practice a little bit together, but this is, we talked about it with the Menace when you start in the season of new players, and here are these players are going to have to try to adjust to each other, know where they're at on the field, and playing with a bunch of new teammates.
Yeah, it's really tough because there's so much talent. The talent is not the issue, but the problem is these players are all coming from schools where they're the best on their respective squads, so it's going to be hard for them to play with each other and obviously never played together, so the team chemistry issue is really going to be a factor.
So it goes out to the east. Up front, you got Luke DeBall of Cedar Rapids Xavier, Patrick Michael of Benton Community, and Seth Moeller. We talked about him with the forward spots there for the East in blue. As now taken away, and defender knocks it out over there is Logan Serbosek of Cedar Rapids Prairie. But it'll be controlled by the West. Shot into the middle. Trying to handle it in there. Ryan Harpot. Up ahead now. Here comes the East back the other way. Knocked down by the West. Connor Zielinski of Iowa City West sends it up ahead. Excuse me, that's Grant Delperdang of Bishop Heelan. I got to get my colors straight here early going too.
And an absolute boot out of the goalkeeper.
All the way down. Got a little bit of a breeze here. Really turned out the overcast has made it a not too bad a day. Not super hot. Seems like last year it was running out there in the field. Kobe Eichscheid. Carol Kemper there. As the West. We'll try to move it up ahead. Now the East is going to play it up from the back with a long shot up ahead. Battle for it. Hasimona Richard of Des Moines Hoover back on defense that time. There's the East. Tried to sneak it through on the left side. Now back into the middle, but cleared away by the defense. And Caden Longnecker, Waukee, sends it out of there. You got to feel the defense probably has a little bit of advantage at this point with the offense trying to figure out where everybody's going to be in their spots here on the field, Andrew.
Especially for West right now. They're playing with 4 defenders back, so it's really going to be tough for East to score.
And they'll send that one out the back for a goal kick.
And an interesting note here, Hasimana Richard and Jack Heston, they're playing on the same team today, but they've spent the last 4 years being rivals between Des Moines Hoover and Des Moines Roosevelt. I graduated from Roosevelt, so I know that's a really big rivalry, especially in soccer. 2 teams that are both very good, and it's going to be interesting to see how they play together today after they definitely have a feel for how each other play.
Yeah, they should know each other in that case, having played against each other, and this time instead of trying to stop each other, they're trying to help each other.
Which cannot feel normal.
Well, knowing these players, you just want to win. So, you want to do what you can to make the team better. Jack Heston to Roosevelt up in the middle there. And Julius Cooper of Valley. Now they send it back the other way, the East does. And the keeper back there, Alex McGregor of Johnston, will send it back out. About 7 minutes into the match here. No score in the early going. Up ahead to Preslin Groby.
And you mentioned it. I think the defense does have an advantage here. You'd think with all this talent, you'd expect to see a high goal-scoring game just because there is so much talent on the pitch at one time. But I think the defense will have the advantage here.
And there's a drive up ahead on his horse trying to get to it was Luke Duvall of Cedar Rapids Xavier, but it gets to the keeper. He runs out of room there. And Alex McGregor, the keeper, again will send it back. Well, they come outside to Xander Day of Abraham Lincoln. Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln. Knocked around by the West. Casson Crawl of Norwalk up the left side with it. Takes it toward the middle. By the defender, still going. Leaves a shot into the keeper. Hard shot by Julius Cooper of Valley. But the keeper right there to handle it, Nathan Sheely of Cedar Rapids Kennedy. So starting to see a little movement up ahead.
Yep, just there was the second goal scoring opportunity of the game for either team. So really had a good opportunity on that one, but you mentioned it just right to the keeper.
That one goes out, so it'll be a throw in for the West. Gavin Nemschel of Winterset took the throw in there. We'll try to run down all the names as we move along here, let you know who's in and playing. Little battle for it as the East tries to move it up ahead. Now they'll drop it back and survey the field. That's Jack Dunn of Bettendorf.
And you can kind of sense here between both teams, they're really trying to get a feel for how each other play, just trying to pass it, but not quite knowing where their teammates are going to be before they pass it. And that just comes with getting used to playing with a whole bunch of new people.
Yep. And they kind of setting it up, looking at what the shape is of the defense, and then trying to figure out where we can sneak it through.
But if anybody can do it, it's these all-stars. You know they're here for a reason.
Into the middle. Have the East really compacted back. As the West compacted back, I should say. And now they'll send it outside to Kobe Eyeshide of Carroll Kemper. Up ahead. Julius Cooper, Valley. Now here we go.
And you've seen Cooper get a lot of touches today. You can tell he's going to be one of the main pieces of this West offense.
Kind of, yeah, working in that midfield there with the ball. Here they come now. Try to send it outside. Now they send it through, poke it through on the run, but a little too much there. He had Kobe Eyeshide of Carroll Kemper coming up the left side, but a little too much pace on the ball. As Longnecker, Joaquin knocks it down, sends it outside. Up ahead. Cooper tries to control it. Gavin Nemschel of Winterset there with him. Now they send it outside. Cross it over, and it's headed there by Presley Groby of Avoca, Hancock, Shelby, Tennant, Walnut.
And once again,
HST.
That's a mouthful.
And the walnut on there, yep.
And once again, you see this West team trying to pressure the goalkeeper, and they got it down there, but once again, a failed opportunity.
Well, they'll turn it around again. About 12 minutes in, no score here in the boys' high school all-star game. Des Moines Menace Soccer coming up tonight on CISN.TV. Looking for Cooper over there, but knocked down by Alex Terrell, Davenport Assumption. He's playing defense. Now they get it outside to Cooper. Can he run it down? He will. And knocked away. Good defense there by Terrell again. They sneak it through over to Cooper. Julius Cooper tries to get it through to the defenders. And then he'll be called for a trip. So there'll be a free kick there for the East coming out.
I love that when they put their hands up like, oh, I didn't do that. That's one of my favorite things about soccer.
Yeah. Oh, never touched him.
The ref thought otherwise.
Well, now the East has turned it here. Let's see if they can get it into their half. They do. They set it up ahead. A little too much on it, though, and it's going to go right back to the keeper, McGregor.
And you notice the East has 3 defenders back, and the West has 4 back, so it's going to be really tough to get past that West defense. Obviously, they're not going to have as many offensive players, so it's going to be tough for them to score, but they're definitely defensively heavy, thanks to Coach Chad Zmolek out of Ames.
He's the head coach for the West. Kurt Lewis of Cedar Rapids Prairie is the boys' coach for the East. As the West now on the attack. Alex Pringle, Pella Christian up the left side for the East, but it's taken away. Nope, I guess the East retains it. Shot into the middle, headed up by the defender, but the keeper right there, and that just about got through as they had Patrick Michael of Benton Community on his horse. So took a long shot that time.
It sure did, and the keeper just about lost his control of it.
Well, the defender tried to head it off, and instead of heading it back, it kept going. And that made it a little bit different angle for the keeper to come up on that, I think. They'll drop it back to the forwards again. Now trying to go inside with it and taken away. And the East gets back on defense. Looked like the West might try to break it out quickly there. Over to Julius Cooper. He sends it to the middle. Nemshala Winterset moves it up ahead. Crossed over to Cooper, just over his head, but West has some numbers in there. Inside to Cooper, just by him and back to the keeper. There, Nathan Sheely, the Cedar Rapids Kennedy keeper in the yellow jersey. And it's headed back to the West keeper.
And West has really dominated the time of possession here thus far in the game.
They've kept control of it pretty well, although it's not always been in their half. They've been working up like they did there. They work it up from the back. Now let's see what they got going. They get it outside and a little too much pace looking for Kobe Eyeshide there. But it goes out. And come back the other way. But that's the thing. You keep the pressure, and then one of these times maybe they're hoping to break through and get that look.
And that's exactly what they're looking for. They had one earlier out of Julius Cooper, just hit it right to the keeper, as we talked about.
Play it up to Luke DeBall, Cedar Rapids Xavier. He goes into the middle there to Ardeen Taranovich, the Waterloo West All-Star, and it's smothered by the keeper.
Smothered is exactly right. He made sure he had his handle on that one.
The East tried to hold off the West, but now moving it back up, knocked down there by Zielinski. And now the West. The West will head north. Here we go. Send it outside. Again, looking for Eyeshide over there. But Alex Terrell was going to run it down. That's Adine Taranovich. Back to Jack down to Bettendorf. Drive up the left side. come back the other way. As we're getting some substitutes in there for the West. One of them is Xander Day of Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln. And Tyler Paulson out of Tri-Center High School comes in for the West. And we'll pick up the other ones here as we go along. Grant Delperdang with it. Drops it back. Back up to Delperdang as they work it up the sideline. Into Cooper. Cooper works between two defenders there. Nimshall gets it outside, and it'll stay with the West. So they're into their half. Kaysen Krall knocks it off the defender for the West, and they'll keep possession and get a throw in here. Up to Cooper. He looks outside for Krall. He's a Norwalk player. Takes it in the middle, working with it, shoots it across. Looked like he was lining up for a shot, but the other defender did a good job to come over and kind of cut off the angle for him there.
He sure did, and it did look like he was had a goal-scoring opportunity there, but just didn't quite get it in time.
We don't have heights listed, but Krall looks to be one of the taller players out there on the field right now.
He sure does.
As here comes the East, working it up. On the horse, trying to run it down. Inside with the move, and it's knocked away. And it'll be a corner kick.
But not before Hasi Mana Richard couldn't make his argument that it shouldn't have been a corner kick.
And that was Luke DeBall. They put it into play right away. Up top. Shot is wide. I think that was a Dean Taranovich of West, Waterloo West.
And he had a good look at that one, just barely missed it wide.
They got that corner off early, got it into play quickly, then let the defense get back. And almost were able, they got the shot they wanted, set it up the left of the box there, but just a little wide as we're 21 minutes in. Free ball up ahead. Handled by Patrick Michael. Benton Community now taken by the defense. Back the other way with it. East. That's Adine Taranovich. Drops back to Noah Martin of Linmar. Over to Colton Byerly of Waterloo Columbus. Try to run down all the names of everybody for you as we go through. Ooh, tried to leave it in the middle. Good job by the defender to cut that off. There's Jack down at Bettendorf looking for the avenue to get it through there. Luke DeBall lobs it over but knocked down by the defender.
And a beautiful pass there by Luke DeBall. He is second in the state, 1 through 3A in assists, and you can see why. That was an absolutely beautiful pass, just didn't quite get through.
Yeah, and looked like the guy up ahead was onside too, so if it had gotten through, he would have had a chance to take it to the feet and get a shot, but the defender did a nice job of stepping in there and knocking it away. And we'll get some more substitutes in for you. Let's see here. When they turn around, let's see, number 4 and 16, which would be Alex Janning Carroll and Divyes Kumar of Ames. Now into the match. for the West, as the East has it in their half. They're in the blue, the West in the red. Over the top and just over the head. There, the shot by, the pass by Dean Taranovich. Just a little too much on it. He had the guy cutting across there.
Yeah, it was great positioning. He just didn't quite get it through. Something we're not seeing today is sometimes, like you see at the state tournament last week, you have people with soccer balls just waiting around in case it goes out of bounds. None of that today. So Alex McGregor is going to get a little bit more cardio in today than he may have expected.
Yeah, should have recruited some of those kids. Maybe they need to start the all-star ball boy, ball girl down here. – 24 minutes in, no score here in this all-star match. Here's the West now. And the East gets it. Up ahead. And the keeper comes out to knock it away. Alex McGregor. Right in the face there of Patrick Michael. Battle for it on the far side. Taken by Tyler Paulson, a tri-center. Give and go on the outside. Into the middle. Can he turn and get a shot? Nope, can't quite get to it. And let's see. I must have called a push there. Called him for pushing off a little bit because it's a free kick, so it'll come back out for the East. Here comes the East spreading out. Outside on the left. Push it back, trying to get a shot, and it's off the defender's back into traffic.
But what a good opportunity that was.
As they pushed up, though, the defense compress. Now up ahead on his horse, Divya Kumar trying to get up there. And it'll stay with the West. Kason Krall of Norwalk puts it outside for Xander Day of Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln. He's got it in the corner. Crosses it toward the middle, and it's headed out. Tried to break up ahead, but Eric Ferez of Norwalk said nothing doing and knocked it away. Here comes the West again.
And you're right, although they have had a lot of time of possession, and a lot of it's been not on their half of the field.
So the blue trying to, and it goes out. Just as I say, they're trying to work it up. It goes out on the far side for a throw-in. Now up to Xander Day. Day up the left side. Sends it back over to Divya Kumar. He'll turn it. Back over to Day. Looks up ahead. Now to Kumar. Kept alive, but that's going to be right back to the keeper. A little miss hit, and it's taken away by Xander Day. Kason Krall sends it over up high. Kumar keeps it alive. West keeping it in their half, keeping the pressure on. Grant Delperdang up ahead, now taken back by the East. Looking for the outside run, but that is going to go all the way out the back touch line for a goal kick.
And it seems like every time East attempts to get something going that West has so many defenders back that everything's so cramped up they can't really get anything going back there on the offensive end.
And Alex Pringle of Pella Christian is in, replacing Adine Taranovich of Waterloo West for the East squad. Lob up ahead, but the defender gets back. Send it across to Owen Horak of Washington. Horak, and he'll drop it back. Now back across to Alex Terrell. Into the middle. A little pressure there, but they get through it. Now let's see what they can do. Got on the run outside, Patrick Michael. He takes the shot, and that's going to go wide. Just did not curve back in.
And it was a very good goal-scoring opportunity, but you're right. I think he thought that one was going to just curve right back, and it just stayed wide.
And a little bit of wind, not a lot, but a little to his back. Maybe he's looking to wait for the cross there. Looks like Seth Moeller back in for the East. Knocked away by the East. Here we go. Send it across. Nice pass through ball. The keeper comes out, but he smothers it.
And that was an absolutely beautiful save there by Alex McGregor. Could not have had a better goal-scoring opportunity there, and McGregor just stayed right in front of him the whole time and just smothered it.
And nice through ball to the feet there of, I believe that was Josh Ventling of Newton. Now comes the East again, back the other way. This one goes up a little too strong, but Seth Moeller is going to run it down toward the corner. See if he can turn it and do something with it. Up the defender, pulls it away. Good defense there by Grant Delperdang. Here comes the West now. Shot through. On his run. Wide of the goal.
And how about that? It looked like that was
Tyler Paulson.
Tyler Paulson at a try center. He tripped up a little bit on that one and just didn't quite get there in time. It was just a little wide. It looked like he rushed himself. His feet weren't quite under him.
So seen a couple runs by both teams now as they're starting to, that defense settling back, and they're trying to change it here. Ryan Harpot back in, replacing Alex Terrell for the East. And that time, two cases where we saw the passing work for these two teams. Nice through balls for each of them. And here comes West back the other way. There's one through, trying to run it down. And Paulson can't quite get to it. Here's a follow-up, knocked away. And now the East will turn it and look to go back quickly.
And 4 defenders back once again for that West team in the red jerseys, so it's going to be tough to get past them.
Good outside leave there for Luke Duball. Down toward the corner. Crosses it over. Left footer off the post. And it'll be a goal kick.
And what a beautiful shot that was. That had some speed behind it.
But it went on the outside of the post because it went out. So just hooked a little on him there. And it ends up in a goal kick, but a nice shot.
And they usually say baseball's the game of inches, but in this case it was soccer today. A couple inches away from scoring a good goal there.
Battle for it in the middle, and they'll clear it out. 34 minutes in, no score here in this boys high school all-star match. They'll set it up outside. Now back toward the middle. As the East compresses it down toward their end. Eric Flores working the defense there, takes it away. Still battling, and then cleared out of there by the West. I think that was Hasimana Richard and Des Moines Hoover who helped clear it. As we come back in, a little leave. It's going to be too strong. Too much pace on that one. But again, starting to put some more pressure on the defense, working the passes here. Sneaking through the gaps in the defense.
And you mentioned it a little bit earlier, you're seeing better passing out of both these teams. I think they're kind of getting accustomed to each other now. Just a little bit more used to each other, and the team chemistry is obviously going to be an issue. But with this much talent on one pitch, you're going to see these players start getting used to each other.
And they've gone a little more of the quick strike when they turn it instead of just the methodical, bring it up, trying to go quickly and get the defense kind of catch them off balance. Here comes the West now, back the other way. Give and go. And cleared by the defense. Up ahead, but the keeper comes out. Settled by Alex Pringle. To Luke Duball. He sends it outside to Ryan Harpot. Harpot into the middle, but stripped away. That was Cade Longnecker dropping it back. And lob over the top, looking for Tyler Paulson. Can he run it down? Does. Stops it before it gets out. How can he do anything with it here? He'll send it back toward the middle. Try to settle it for a shot. Case and crawl, knocked away by the keeper. It'll be a corner, but nice job by, let's see, that would be Ian McDonald in there now from Clear Creek, Amana.
And he just subbed in, didn't he? And that's a huge save there. That was just absolutely diving and laying out on that one.
Just about snuck it in the right post there, but he got stretched out and knocked it away, and it'll be a corner kick, the first corner of the day here for the West. High over, headed back in. There's another header, but right to the keeper. Off the second chance. And McDonald in there, and he's getting busy early with it. It's the West, a couple scoring opportunities, but still no score here as we head into the 38th minute. Heading toward halftime. Turn it. And it'll go out. And we'll see the pace, I imagine, pick up here in the last couple minutes of the half. One of these teams like to get a goal, take the lead into halftime.
And it's one of those games, we talked about it last week. Sometimes it seems like one goal might do it, and that might just be this game today.
Xander Day sends it up ahead. Finds Alex Janning a Carroll. He sends it inside at just by Divya's Kumar. That's another case there where maybe if it's your teammate and you know a little better, you can place that in a little better spot, but just overshot him a little bit there. Now back the other way, east. And the keeper comes out to smother it. Nice job there by Alex McGregor.
And not too many difficult opportunities so far for McGregor, but he's done a very good job there in net.
Try to switch fields. Up ahead, Tyler Paulson's going to try to run that down. The defense will just clear it out as we're in the 39th minute, into the 40th minute now. Throw into Kobe Eichscheid. He drops it back. Going to boot it up ahead, but it's handled easily by Ian McDonald, the keeper. Comes the east. Shot right to the keeper. Not a bad idea. Try to catch him. We'll look at the other players come up the field and try to sneak one in there, but it's handled easily. And back the other way with comes the west. Alex Janning sends it up ahead. Still loose in there. Turn, left foot got on it, but couldn't quite get it to go, and that's the end of the half as Paulson came down and tried to get a foot on that, but at halftime, no score here. And we'll take a break. We'll come back with more here. The high school all-star match, East versus West, no score. Back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Schottenkirk's back at it. 72 hours, 800 vehicles, special 72-hour pricing in effect. Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee and the all-new Schottenkirk Ford of Indianola. 72-hour sale. Friday, Saturday, Monday. All Chevrolets and Fords on sale. Wholesalers available to get you more for your trade. Schottenkirk 72-hour sale. 800 vehicles. Special 72-hour pricing in effect. Ends Monday at 8 p.m. Schottenkirk Ford in Indianola. Schottenkirk Chevy.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Part of the movement to grow the beautiful game. Be a fan. Be part of Iowa's premier men's soccer team. Be part of the menace. And after each home game this season, your first drink is on us at the official Des Moines Menace post-game party at Legends American Grill. Redeem your ticket stub for a free Corona, Corona Light, or soft drink. Join us for these upcoming Menace games or find out more at menacesoccer.com.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
We are here at halftime. Let's just turn the lights on. That's always good. Sergeant Danielson with you. And halftime with the boys all-star match here, no score. And I'll run down for you again the players of both these teams. We kind of got started on a run there and didn't get a chance to run the whole squad down for you. The East boys are Nathan Shealy of Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Ben Carr of Solon, Connor Zielinski of Iowa City West, Alex Pringle of Pella Christian, Alex Terrell of Davenport Assumption, Colton Byerly of Waterloo Columbus, Nick Utzi of Iowa Mennonite, Adine Taranovich of Waterloo West, and we've got Luke Dubal of Cedar Rapids Xavier, Jack Dunn of Bettendorf, Logan Serbosek of Cedar Rapids Prairie, Owen Horak of Washington, Ryan Harpot of Mid Prairie, Noah Martin of Linn-Mar, Josh Bentling of Newton, Seth Moeller of Prince of Peace of Clinton, Patrick Michael of Benton Community, Ian McDonald of Clear Creek Amana. On the East squad, coached by Kurt Lewis of Cedar Rapids Prairie, assisted by Adrian Evans of Cedar Rapids Kennedy. For the West squad today, it's Alex McGregor, the goalkeeper from Johnston, Eric Forez of North Polk, Kobe Eischeid of Carroll Kemper, Alex Jennings of Carroll, Ben Depperding of Sioux City, Simana Richard of Des Moines Hoover, Xander Day of Abraham Lincoln Council Bluffs, Gavin Nemschmol of Winterset, Julius Cooper of West Des Moines Valley, Matthew Oberreiter of Adel DeSoto Minburn, Cade Longnecker of Waukee, Jack Heston of Des Moines Roosevelt, Preslin Groby of Avoca Hancock Shelby Tennant Walnut, Gavin Mason of Ankeny Christian Academy, Kason Krall of Norwalk, Divyesh Kumar of Ames, Tyler Paulson of Price Center High School, and Ethan Dunn of Dallas Center Browns. And the coach is Chad Zamalik of Ames. The assistants Ryan McGower and Tristan Spears, both from Ames, your assistant coaches here. As we said at halftime, no score between these two. Couple good chances by both sides as they pushed it up there and got a couple shots on goal, but they go to the halftime and try to talk about it a little bit, and maybe in the second half they've gotten a feel for each other a little bit better, chance to tell each other what's working, what isn't, and it seemed like when they pushed the ball up quickly, tried to switch and go back the other way quickly, that it helped a lot in trying to get something going here. So no score in the first half here between the East and the West boys. And coming up tonight on CSN.TV, we'll have the Thunder Bay Chill taking on the Des Moines Menace in a match. And the Des Moines Menace, who had a good road trip to Canada where they won 3 out of 4, and now we're in first place in the division. So we are at halftime, and let's do this. Let's take another break here at halftime. We'll take another break. We'll come back and be about ready to wrap up the halftime and get started with the second half coming up right after this on CISN.TV.
Spring has arrived at the all-new Fireplace Superstore. Drop in and check out all the new 2017 patio furniture. At Fireplace Superstore, you will find Central Iowa's most complete outdoor furniture selection for your deck and patio, including gas and charcoal grills, fire pits, and wicker furniture. Get in on the early spring savings going on now. Fireplace Superstore has been creating your outdoor style for over 35 years. Fireplace Superstore just west of Homeacres on Douglas in Urbandale.
Stop ruining your steaks. You deserve a grill that gives you great steaks every time. Fireplace Superstore proudly offers the most complete selection of Weber grills in central Iowa. Gas, charcoal, portable, and smokers. Fireplace Superstore features Weber special edition grills that come with Weber's unparalleled warranty. Now you can enjoy your grill for many summers to come. There is a difference. See our large selection of Weber grills, many models and colors. Fireplace Superstore is the exclusive Weber Alliance dealer in central Iowa. Fireplace Superstore at 109th and Douglas.
Is
Stop.
Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is Iowa.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Movement to grow the beautiful game. Be a fan. Be part of
We are back here at halftime. No score on the boys' all-star game. Darby Engelson, Andrew Banstra, as these two teams figuring each other out here to start it off, Andrew. And they'll get some adjustments here at halftime and kind of come back in, and hopefully the coaches saw some things or they saw some things and they'll say, hey, here's what's working here. Here's what wasn't. I think when they tried to switch and move it back out quickly the other way, they were successful with it. They go on the counter. When they tried to counterattack after they got pushed back, they did a little better. So,
And I think it's very important that they are going to get a better handle for their teammates here as you see the starters back into the game, and hopefully that will account for some goals here in the second half.
So here comes the West in the red with the ball to start the second half. The East team is in the blue. And so kind of central Iowa to the west, and then crossed over central Iowa to the east is the other team. Here. And knocked around and taken away by Julius Cooper for the West. Nemschmall shoots it ahead. And these teams trying to get something break out here at the start of this second half, and knocked away there. Divyesh Kumar from Ames trying to play it, but good defense on him, and it goes back to the east.
And Kumar, we did not see start the first half, but he is now starting here in the second half. He had a pretty good first half, so let's see if that'll change here.
Tried to slide it through, gets it through, but nobody there, and it's cleared out by Alex Janning of Carroll. They were looking for Patrick Michael of Benton Community to bust in there, and they'll get the throw in. Try to turn on it. Luke Duvall now into the middle, knocked around, and finally cleared out of there with a little fancy footwork by the West defense. But the East keeps it in their half. Connor Zielinski sends it over. And tried to go the high lob over the top. Knocked down. Luke DeBall sends it into the keeper. And Ethan Dunn from Dallas Center Grimes, the keeper in now for the West. And the West will keep possession. And that will go to the East on the throw-in. Turned by the West. They'll push it back up. Knocked away. Just underway here in the second half. No score. Lob tried to go up over the top there for Patrick Michael. Knocked away again by the defense. So the East kind of keeping control, keeping it toward their half here as we start the second half.
And that's not something that we saw in the first half, so it's interesting. Might be some coaching suggestions.
And they'll play it through there. Knocked around. They keep control. Try to go to the middle, but it's knocked down again. Up ahead. Xander Day with it out on the right side. And taken away by Dean Jaranovich. Over to Michael. Into the middle. Trying to get an open look. Sends it outside. Shot is knocked away by the keeper. Off the shot there by Alex Pringle. And it'll be a corner.
And good job there by Ethan Dunn. That was a tough shot to block. And Alex McGregor did a great job for the West team in the red jerseys in the first half. Ethan Dunn doing a good job here in the second.
For the first corner, they leave it on the ground and try to shoot it through the middle there, but it's knocked out. And again, the East is keeping the pressure on, trying not to let them get out of their half, but we'll see what the West does if they can. Pushing up again, pressuring on defense, and this time it'll stay with the West again. DVS Kumar sends it into the middle. And we're looking to go back to him, but picked off by the defender there. Jack Dunn of Bettendorf. Up to Pringle. Into the middle. Adine Taranovich. Ooh, hard shot off of Jack Eston's head. And back the other way. He's onside, but he can't get to it. And finally shoots it out. But good job by the defender to come back after the keeper came out of there.
And, yeah, he had a wide open goal there on that one, did Divyesh Kumar, and just completely missed it. Looked like his angle was very off on that one.
Well, and the defender did a good job of coming back and staying right with him there on that to not give him a straight-on angle at that open goal. And I think that was Ryan Harpot of Mid Prairie who dropped back and kind of mirrored him on defense and didn't let him get the wide open look that he would like. Now they'll try to push it back up ahead. Michael drops it back to Harpot. And Zielinski of Iowa City West sends it up top. East squad now has worked it into their half. Or they've kept it there to start off this second half. Ardeen Taranovich sends it outside. Now back into him. Can he turn on it? And over the goal there by Patrick Michael.
And an absolutely beautiful attempt there. Patrick Michael has 34 goals on the year, and that was an absolutely beautiful shot. Just went over the goal.
So Taranovich and Michael finding a little work up front in the forward spots there for the East. They're getting a little communication on where they're going to be and moving the ball around, keeping the defense on its heels. I think Seth Moeller is also up there with them, playing those 3 forward spots, and they've been putting the pressure on. And battling for it. Here we go. And a grab called, so it's going to be a free kick up high. Out kind of deep, but a good opportunity here, straight on. Free kick for the East. It looks like Ardeen Taranovich is going to take it for the East squad. The Waterloo West product is ready for the kick. And just gives a little tapper. Now back to him. Kind of fooled everybody there. I thought he might go deep on that.
I sure thought he was going to, too.
Cross the middle, headers. Not there. Knocked around in the box and turned on it and fired it high with Seth Moeller.
And Moeller, another guy with a lot of goals in the year, 33 on the season. A guy out of Prince of Peace out of Clinton. And that was another beautiful shot just high of the goal.
And Harpot keeps it alive for East. Back over the middle, Alex Pringle will run it down. Is the East keeping the pressure on, keeping it in their half. No score here. Into the 51st minute of this one in the second half. And now it'll go back out to the West squad. They're in the red, the East is in the blue. About 82 degrees, not a bad day here. Overcast and a slight breeze.
Yeah, it's got to feel nice for those players out there.
Beats the 90s we've had here last week.
It sure does.
And they tried to turn it inside, but the defense is going to turn it now. Take it back the other way. Oh, nice through ball over on the far side. See if they can do something with it. Tries to push it up ahead and clear it out by the defender. It'll be a corner, though, as Jack Dunn got to it, but that'll be a corner for the West. Well, I think Gavin Nemschmo is going to take that. Lobs it up toward the keeper, and he goes up high and brings it down. Nathan Sheely, the Kennedy keeper, in there. Made a good play on that one.
Showed he's an athlete there. Sometimes you think, goalies just kind of stand around, but that's just not the case. They're incredible athletes, and he showed it there.
Yeah, you got to have the instinct, the reaction, the jumping ability, the diving.
Just a touch of everything.
A lot of times you're standing back there watching, but the thing is you got to be ready as soon as it turns. And WS Kumar was trying to do something with it there, but taken back by East. Kumar still working, pressuring there against Taranovich. Pringle takes a shot, Comes across the goal there and is knocked away. And it'll be a goal kick. And I'm going to have a sub now for the East. As we get it back into play. Trying to turn it back toward the middle, but the defense is right there.
And we haven't seen an excess of fancy moves today, but we sure have seen it. It hasn't been too much, but there's been a lot of really beautiful moves here. It just really shows the talent in this All-Star game.
And yeah, just enough good footwork, not overdoing it, as you said, but enough to try to find some open spots and move the ball to where it needs to be. Up ahead now, Julius Cooper. Now they go out wide to Xander Day. Gets it back in. And we're trying to go back in. Kumar was trying to go back in there to Cooper, but Cooper will come outside to get it. Shot across the goal. Knocked out of there. And we'll turn it back around. Here's a chance going up, back the other way. Gets it outside. Oh, back toward the middle. The defense gets back, though. Good job by Cade Longnecker. And the East trying to keep the pressure on. They get it up ahead to Patrick Michael. Michael takes a long shot, but he had to try to get that through two defenders there, and it went wide.
And it almost looked like he kicked the ground before he got the ball, so looked like he just missed that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the black rubber that comes up out of this turf as he took that, kind of like a little too much of a divot in the golf swing there when he took that shot. But he was trying to, I think, get a little English on it to sneak it through those two players there. And trying to do that, it didn't get through. Grant Dalperding of Sioux City Heelan back into the match here for the West. As they'll have a throw in their half. And up ahead, looking to push it, but take it away again by the defense. So, a lot of back and forth at this point here. Into the middle. Duball up ahead. Those defenders aren't giving up much back there, keeping the shape pretty well.
They sure are.
And that one will get to the keeper. Picked up there by Ethan Dunn. As we're into the 57th minute here. No score in this boys high school all-star match. Divyes Kumar keeps it alive. And that's the West in the red.
And you mentioned it. They've done a great job keeping their shape on the defense, especially West thus far. That's why nothing much is getting past them.
And it's kind of flopped. The East has kept it in their half for a lot of this second half, where it was this other way around with the first half. And going into the wind, a light wind here as they get it up ahead to Duvall. Duvall sends it into the middle. Trying to work between the defenders, almost snuck it through there, was Taranovich. Up high, knocked back by Serbosic of Cedar Rapids Prairie. As East keeps control of it. Well, just as I say that, the West says,
And it just seems like there's too many red jerseys back there for East to get anything going on the offensive end. There's just so many of them.
But East is pushing them back far enough that when the West does get it, they aren't far enough ahead. Let's see if they can do something here with it now. Kumar up the right side with it. Kumar pushes it ahead. He's going to try to get by the defender on the run. Now we'll pull up, looks, turns. What's he going to do with it? Keeps the defense going, looking for some help there. Now drops it back to Xander Day. Into the middle. Back over Taranovich. And violation there.
We have a special guest appearance coming to the men's game tonight. FC Barcelona's Ivan Rakitic will be here for an autograph session. If you want to buy
And it comes out, knocked down.
international star, head on down to the merchandise.
And the West
We also have an auction going
trying to work it. Kevin Nimschall, small.
right. You can bid on autographed soccer gear from a Barcelona player. Bidding has opened, so head on down to the plaza to the information table.
And a couple more subs coming in here. Looks like Kobe Eichscheid will go out for the East. And I think that's Case and Crawl from Norwalk back in. And we'll see who the other one is here in a second. That is Matthew Oberreiter. They have numbers on their shorts, but that's their regular season number. You can't go by that because they're not wearing their same numbers here. I found out with the jerseys for this All-Star game. Sometimes those numbers on the shorts don't match up with the jersey that they're wearing here.
It's kind of interesting that they're wearing their home school shorts. I like that.
And turn it around. Here we go. Taranovich is stopped there. He was looking for a foul on that, but gets up and nothing called there. So back up ahead. Hasn't been an overly physical match to this point, Andrew, but we'll see if that picks up here as we get a mad rush to the end with no score here. We're into the 61st minute.
Yeah, and these players are really going to want it. We talked about it. These are all seniors, and this might be the last competitive game any of them play. So it's really going to be interesting to see how physical it does get here in these last 20 minutes.
So free kick way out high here for the East. They're going to boom it toward the keeper, and he's right there to get it. He drew a beat on that, Ethan Dunn, the Dallas Center Grimes keeper. Just not a lot of contact. Although it has picked up just a little bit here in this second half as we get in toward the last part of the second half. Up ahead on the run, tried to sneak it through there over the left side to Xander Day. Day stops it, and then has it poked away by the defender, and he can't run it down, so it'll be a throw-in.
Inches away from being a corner kick.
Mm-hmm. And that one just a little too much. Looks like the keepers are going to change here. We'll see Ian McDonald come in for the East, and he'll replace Nathan Sheely. McDonald from Clear Creek, Amana, and Sheely from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy will go out, and a couple more players. Let me get the numbers for you here. Coming in for the East. Just thrown across there. Excuse me. Up ahead, goal!
And how about a goal? That was absolutely beautifully set up there, and I can't quite tell who that was.
I'll see when he turns there. 16, that's Seth Moeller, I believe, Prince of Peace out of Clinton.
And Moeller has 33, make that now 34 goals on the year, 33 during the regular season. That was an absolutely beautiful goal there by Moeller.
So Moeller puts the East up 1-0. And got a good feed out there, and boom, shot it through. And now up ahead to Gavin Mason. He tries to shoot it over, but it's going to go out. Gavin Mason, the Ankeny Christian Academy, in there now for the West. And here comes the East. Pushing back now. They got a 1-goal lead. They lead 1-0. But take it away. Cade Longnecker. And we're just seeing it get a little more physical as there's a foul up top. And it'll go back to East.
And I think that happens when there's finally a goal in the game. It kind of sets in, you know.
Yeah, there's a little more urgency then in the team that is trailing to try to get to that ball. And battle for it. The West comes out of there with it. Sends it up the middle to Julius Cooper. And we get a second. We'll look at the replay of that goal here. Goal! The other way. Ties it up. Kason Crawl, Norwalk.
And what a beautiful goal that was. He really did that one all by himself and just put it right in the right spot in that corner so the keeper, Ian McDonald, couldn't get to it.
So kind of lulled everybody to sleep. And Crawl, 64:57 to go, sneaks it in there and makes it 1-1 before we could even get a look at the replay of the first goal. So within a couple minutes of each other, we have the two goals here.
And Norwalk, Kason Kroll with the goal for the East. I mean West. I'm sorry about that.
Kason Crawl from Norwalk with the goal. And we're tied 1-1. So all of a sudden here, the last couple minutes, we've got a scoring blitz. Send it outside to Gavin Mason. And that one's going to go high off and out.
And a beautiful cross there on that one, but it just missed the head.
Let's take a quick look at that replay of the first goal here. Oh, let's see. Thought we had it here. We'll get it. It's back to action. And here comes the East trying to run it back the other way. Up ahead, Seth Moeller. Moeller tried to send it inside, battling for it. Ben Carr, Solon. And the East will keep it. And taken away. Crawl with it. Outside. Runs it down. Gavin Mason sends it back to the middle. Traps it. Can he get a shot off? No, couldn't quite get the turn on that. Tyler Paulson. But looked like it had him in a good spot there. Okay, we got the replay of the first goal. There it is. Back to action and a foul up top on the east. So amazing what a goal does for both teams.
It sure
They get a little
does.
pep in their step there. So here's a free kick for the East. A boomer right to the keeper. A little ricochet, but he handles it there. That's Ethan Dunn for the West. The Dallas Center Grimes keeper. And he'll poke it out there to Grant Delperdang. And that'll stay with the West squad. 68th minute, tied 1-1. And here's a replay of the other one as you see him go across. And in. Back to live action. It'll be a goal kick for the West. Boots it deep. Excuse me, that was for the East, a goal kick. Now the West has possession. Lob back in. He's onside. Oh! Just to the side of the net. As Julius Cooper had a good look there, but that one stayed straight and didn't hook at all.
Yeah, and just about 10 minutes left in regular time. It looked like they were just about to put them up 2-0 there.
So we'll stay tied at 1-1 here in the 70th minute of play. Goal by Seth Moeller was 62-54. And then at 64-57, Crawl. Kason Crawl for the West scored. And we're tied 1-1. A lob up ahead and a shot across, but that'll be handled by the keeper. Kason Crawl looking for goal number 2 there, but keeper was right there to handle it, Ian McDonald. Now the West, they're trying to keep it in their half here. It's Nemschol. Schmoll working with it. And a lob up ahead. Cooper keeps it. Now drops it back. Nev Schmoll. He'll send it up top. Reverse field here. Matthew Oberreiter trying to work over the left side. Defender on him, puts it in with the left foot, knocked around, and the keeper comes up and takes it. And the East, oh, they tried to sneak that one through up there to Jack Dunn. But the defense cut it off. Dunn was on the horse if that ball got through there. Now up to Dunn. Gets it back to Ben Carr. And Josh Ventling of Newton comes up. Looks in there. Shoots it across. Oh, he had a teammate on the run coming in there, but too much on that ball. And we'll see another substitution here for the East. Looks like Jaranovich going out. And just coming in there is Alex Pringle. You saw him head that ball. for the East. 1-1 here.
And it looks like one team's going to have to score for the other to score thus far. I mean,
yeah, came bang, bang within a couple minutes the last time. Picked off there by Gavin Mason. Mason up ahead and a little too much on it. And that'll go out for a goal kick. And that one was just out. As Warren Horrock of Washington was battling there with Gavin Mason. Get it into Julius Cooper. Taken away. Back the other way with it. Jack Dunn sends it up ahead and by Ben Carr. So each of these teams are looking for that quick counterattack when they get a chance to try to catch the defense and get it behind them. And up ahead now. And just going to have to clear that one out. That'll be a corner, though. Good work by Tyler Paulson to force the corner. And the first one for the West here in the second half. Matthew Oberreiter will take the corner from the far side. West trying to break the 1-1 tie. Drives it out deep. Oh, almost. Almost a nice play on that by Kaysen Crawl. He got a foot on it. And back out.
We've seen great stuff today out of Kaysen Crawl.
This one's left outside for Gavin Mason. Mason sends it back across the middle. The defender there is there to deflect it. And they shut off the attack. Delperding keeps it alive, though, for the West. And a push called against Josh Ventling. And it'll be a free kick for the West. Into the 76th minute, tied 1-1. Goals by Seth Moeller for the East. Here's the boot. Knocked away. And Kaysen Crawl for the West. Here comes the East back on the run. 4-on-3. Cut inside and knocked away by Josimana Richard. Nice defensive play there. As he kind of came in and broke up kind of the fast break. Into the middle. Shot is going to go way high by Kaysen Crawl.
And with just about 4 minutes left, let's see if either team can put anything up left here, in regulation.
And I'm not sure if they'll go to an overtime since this is the All-Star game or not. I'm not sure what the rules are. We'll see. But the West, I'm sure, would like to knock this down and keep it in their half, although that's a good boot out toward the half and headed back, but handled. Nope. Oh, yeah, now it is by the West. Grant Delperding has it knocked away by Alex Pringle. Lobbed over to the left side to Luke Dubal. He's trying to get to it through the defender. Good move around and knocked away. It'll be a corner, though. Pringle from Pella Christian did a good job to force the corner there. Luke Dubal will come over from a Cedar Rapids Kennedy player to take this corner. In swinger, in toward and headed, but it's going to go high and out there. Not a bad ball. Maybe just a little bit high, but Josh Ventling and Newton looked like was able to get ahead on that as we're into the coming in. Just about 2 minutes to play here. One apiece in this all-star match. Here comes the West. Up into the middle. Breaks through there. Can he stay with it? Janning keeps it alive. Shot is partially blocked and right into the keeper, Ian McDonald. I've got a little ricochet there. And now back comes the East. Alex Pringle sends it over to the left side. And it'll stay with the West.
And if there is no overtime, they're going to want to get something going quick here.
Yeah. They're taking their time to throw it in. I try to go up the line and head it out back to the East. So in the final minute here of regulation, it'll stay with East. Owen Horak throws it in. Lob down toward the corner, but nobody there. Now the West will try to see if they can turn it. Move it up quickly. Headed out of there by Colton Byerly. Looking to go in the middle to Tyler Paulson, but defenders are right there with him. Comes East. Looking to close it out in the final seconds. Battling for it. Knocked off, and that'll be a goal kick. And that will be it. I believe, unless they go to overtime, I don't think, doesn't look like they're gonna. We'll see. We got checked beforehand to see what they were gonna do with the rules, and we'll see. If not, it'll be a 1-1 match here.
And it looks like the coaches are still planning here, so you got to wonder.
Maybe they are going to go to an overtime. We'll see. Oh, they're going to go.
That's the end of regulation. We will now go to the shootout at the north goal.
Oh, they're going to do the shootout. Okay. Well, that's better than the overtime, I guess. We'll get it decided on the shootout. Maybe. Well, I've seen a lot of shootouts this year where they weren't sure things. But
it's got to end at some point, you'd have to think.
so they'll line them up with the players who are on the field. Well, unless, I don't know, they do special rules, but they'll go to the shootout here in the north goal and determine what's going on. As the officials come down, and it looks like Nathan Sheely is going to be the keeper for the East.
And it looks like McGregor for the West.
McGregor for the West. So, well, I don't know. Here comes Ethan Dunn, too. I don't know if they'll let them alternate or not. We'll see.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Because typically you typically have a main goalkeeper.
Let's do this. We'll take a break. We'll come back and have the shootout coming up right after this. No, wait. No, let's not do that. Wait a minute. Are they coming down? No, they're going to do the shootout. Let's keep it right here, Mike. Yep. I thought it was going to be a minute, but they're going to do the shootout. Here's the kick is good by Julius Cooper. So it'll be 1-0 West.
And good job by Cooper on that one. He just hesitated, looked right, shot left.
So this will be Jack Dunn for the East. He blasted through there for the goal, so it's 1-1. And we'll have Kason Crawl. He scored the only goal in regulation for the West. The Norwalk midfielder will come on to take the shot here. There's the whistle. And he sneaks that in the right side. I think he fooled the keeper there. Came up and makes it 2-1.
And it looks
West.
like Ethan Dunn and Alex McGregor are going to switch off.
Okay, so they'll switch keepers here, which makes sense in an all-star game. And looks like Colton Byerly of Waterloo Columbus will take the kick here from the penalty mark for East to try to tie it up. Byerly gets the whistle. Circles it. And knocked down. Stopped by McGregor.
And on penalty kick, sometimes you just have to guess. And he just guessed, and he guessed the right way that time.
Well, and sometimes, too, he trotted up there. Sometimes you're better just to go hard and make your decision and go with it.
Yep.
So we'll see now. Jack Heston looks like a Des Moines Roosevelt with West leading 2-1 here with the penalty kicks. Well, this is key. And misses wide with that one. So that keeps him alive.
And Heston had one of the biggest goals in Roosevelt soccer history last year to send them to state, and couldn't quite come through right there.
And here for East, Noah Martin of Linmar will try to even it up. Just chips it in there, had the keeper going left, and he kicked it right. And we're 1-1. Or 2-2, excuse me. So this will be Tyler Paulson of Tri-Center High School, looking to give West back the lead. Gets it by the keeper. He made a good move on it, but gets it through there, and it's 3-2 the West. And let's see, is it Nick Utze of Iowa Mennonite, I believe, will come up and take the kick here. And then we'll have one more left. And I guess if it's tied, they go to another round. There's Utze. Sneaks it in the left side. Moved right, kicked it left. And it's 3-3. Here comes Cade Longnecker from Waukee. The final of the 5 for West. He misses. It gives East a chance to win it.
Puts a lot of pressure on him.
But if he hits it, then it puts the pressure right back the other way. And he almost left it high, but it goes through.
And his heart must have stopped for a second there.
It was rising, but it caught under the post, under the crossbar, and went in. So here's the key. Here, Adine Taranovich from Waterloo West will come up, and a chance to tie it up here. Oh, and it hits the crossbar, and that'll do it. The West will win on shootout 4-3.
And what a wild finish that was.
And we almost saw that happen on the last kick, but on this one it just hit the crossbar and comes down, and the teammates quickly coming out and saying, no problem, man. But it ends up (4-3), so it'll be a 2-0 win for the West squad here. And let's take a break. We'll do that and come back with more after this.
Schottenkirk's back at it. 72 hours, 800 vehicles. Special 72-hour pricing in effect. Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee and the all-new Schottenkirk Ford of Indianola. 72-hour sale. Friday, Saturday, Monday. All Chevrolets and Fords on sale. Wholesalers available to get you more for your trade. Schottenkirk's 72-hour sale. 800 vehicles. Special 72-hour pricing in effect. Ends Monday at 8 p.m. Schottenkirk Ford in Indianola. Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee.
Believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
There we go. Yeah, got to get the sound up. There we go. A final here, 4-3 in the shootout. The West squad defeats the East squad, and a flurry of action in the second half. Seth Moeller scores for East with 62:54 to play. 62:54 in to give them the lead, but it was just a couple minutes later where Kason Krall scores for the West at 64:57 to tie it up. Then we go to the shootout, and it's 4-3. The West wins. The MVP of the match is Kason Krall of Norwalk, who scored the tying goal to send this into the overtime shootout here. And, well, good high school soccer match.
Yeah, it was an absolutely incredible match. We saw a lot of talent out of both sides, and as we expected, towards the end of the second half, we kind of saw each team, the chemistry kind of start to work together a little bit better.
Yeah, they started to go on the attack some more in the second half, and then there was urgency after one team scored. They came right back and scored, and then it was, urgency throughout as they wanted to try to get the winning goal. And then those, talked about it, those penalty kicks sometimes, they're not always a given, and, one that looked like it was rising and maybe go over the top, went under the net to give the lead, and then the next one hit the crossbar and goes out, and so just a matter of half a foot here or there.
Yep, and we talked about it kind of being a game of inches earlier, and it turned out that it was there at the end because that was a very good shot. It's just a little bit high.
Well, the final here today, the West wins this all-star matchup over the East. It'd be 2-1 on shootouts. They won the shootout 4-3, and it was tied 1-1 at the end of regulation. Went to the shootout, and the West wins 4-3 over the East. And let's wrap it up for this high school match we'll have coming up later. The Des Moines Menace taking on the Chill here tonight on CISN.TV.
Premier men's soccer team. Be part of the menace. And after each home game this season, your first drink is on us at the official Des Moines Menace post-game party at Legends American Grill. Redeem your ticket stub for a free Corona, Corona Light, or soft drink. Join us for these upcoming Menace games or find out more at menacesoccer.com.